Hello, everybody, and welcome to a brand new episode of the Blood Red podcast. It's a new show with me, Theo Squires, the LFC Blood Red Daily. Today, we're going to be looking back over yesterday's Ballon d'Or results, Mohamed Salah finishing fourth, and we're going to be looking ahead to Liverpool's game against Southampton tonight. It's going to be wholesale changes we're expecting from Arne Slot, so I'll just have a little bit of a natter with who could be involved for the Reds. We're live on YouTube and Facebook, so get your comments in, get your questions in. It's just a little show for you, really, something a bit extra. So we want your engagement, and we've also got a new microphone to play with, so that's part of the reason why we're going live this Tuesday lunchtime to see what the quality is like. So yeah, just join the comments and let me know how the audio sounds, because I'll be at Anfield tonight for the usual post-match podcast, where we'll be looking back over Liverpool's clash with Southampton. So we just want everything to be perfect for you guys, really. As always, shout out to our sponsors, NordVPN. We've got all the usual offers on offer for you, really. So look in the episode description box to take advantage of them. But without further ado, let's talk Ballon d'Or. Mohamed Salah, he came fourth last night, didn't he? Ousmane Dembele was the winner. Not really a surprise there to see Dembele win that prize. He had a really good season for PSG, won the Champions League, was the star man. We saw him score at Anfield. He was obviously going to be the person that was going to win the prize. But there has been a bit of a reaction, shall we say, to Mohamed Salah only finishing fourth when he has that stupendous season for Liverpool, where it was 52 appearances in all competitions, 34 goals and 23 assists. Absolutely incredible from the Egyptian king. Granted, he was stung a little bit by Liverpool getting knocked out of the Champions League early on, by getting knocked out in the FA Cup, by losing in the League Cup final, but he was still the absolute standout player in the Premier League. And if Liverpool go further in the Champions League, you'd imagine he'd have been the favourite to win the Ballon d'Or. He had been for the majority of the first half of the season before that Champions League exit. Finishing fourth, bitter pill for him to swallow. He didn't attend the awards ceremony in Paris last night. Virgil van Dijk was there, Alisson Becker was there, Arne Slot was there, but no Mohamed Salah. So read into that what you will. I can understand why he might be a bit frustrated, but he said at the start of the season he wasn't too bothered about the Ballon d'Or. It was about winning the Premier League. He was going into what he knew could be his last season at Liverpool, and he delivered, didn't he? He had that uncertainty hanging over his head, and he responded brilliantly with all those goals, all those assists, and he won a Premier League title. Now, what can he do this year, going into the new campaign? He's not started as quickly as he did last year, but he's still got goals, he's still got assists, and it's a new look Liverpool side. And let's be honest, you look at what the year ahead could hold for him. This could be his best opportunity yet. Liverpool spent £450 million in the summer, bringing in the likes of Isak, Verts, Ekitike. That's just an attack. And then you've got the fact that they're top of the Premier League, having won every game. They could go strong in the Champions League again. And then on the international stage for Mohamed Salah, there's the Africa Cup of Nations in December and January, and Egypt, with it being an expanded World Cup, they also look set to qualify for the World Cup. We know what happened in 2018, where he got that injury in the Champions League final because of Sergio Ramos impacted him at the World Cup, so we couldn't make the desired impact there when Egypt qualified for the first time since 1990. But he can look to make amends this season. So while he might not have started as quickly as he has done in previous years, if he can have a good campaign, Liverpool can win some trophies. He doesn't have to reach the heights of last year, but the stage is set there for him to put himself in the Ballon d'Or talking again come the end of the season. But obviously, a long way to go there. Fourth is still a good showing for Mohamed Salah. It's the best he's ever finished in the Ballon d'Or, and he can at least be a little bit happier than that than some of his teammates. Like we saw Alexis McAllister, he came in 22nd. Respectable from the Argentine. He really grew in importance for Liverpool over the second half of last season. He could be another contender next year when you think what Argentina might do at the World Cup. But Virgil van Dijk only 28th. That's ridiculous, isn't it? He had a marvellous season for Liverpool. The captain as they win the Premier League. And then we see Florian Wirtz there at 29th. Hopefully, all four of those players can finish higher next season, but still a long way to go. We had the Yashin Trophy as well for the goalkeepers. Alisson Becker came second in that, behind Gianluigi Donnarumma. Again, no surprise there really, because it's obvious that you win the Champions League with Paris Saint-Germain. That's going to get you on top for these prizes. What I will say is you look at the top three that won the Ballon d'Or or finished in the rankings ahead of Mohamed Salah. I'm not sure Lamine Yamal should have been second really. Like Vitinha, he had a good season for PSG, wins the Champions League, he wins the Nations League with Portugal as well. He came in third. And Lamine Yamal obviously had a very good season with Barcelona. But you're not telling me that either of them were better than Mohamed Salah. The one I thought would be competition, or two players maybe, was it Hakimi. Obviously, he had a very good season for PSG as well, and he finished sixth. And then Rafinha, we know he was absolutely brilliant for Barcelona, and him and Salah did look to be the early favourites for the Ballon d'Or before PSG emerged as European champions. Get your comments in, as I've said. We are live on YouTube, we are live on Facebook. We've got guys turning in from Australia, we've got guys turning in from Kenya. Rod says, I wonder if Mo actually cares at this stage. Yeah, he's been snubbed so many times before, hasn't he, for the Ballon d'Or. But I think it's one where if he wins it, and he's the first African player to win it since 1995, since George Weah, I believe, that means a hell of a lot. But if he doesn't, just focus on winning the Champions League, just focus on winning the Premier League. So he can still keep himself going with those options there. Like, Liverpool success means more. He had the trophy he wanted to win in the Premier League at the start of last season, and that's what he's got. So fingers crossed, set themselves similar goals, and it can be same again. Ibrahim's turned in from Sierra Leone, and he wants to talk about Stefan Bajcetic. I think he's still feeling his way back from that hamstring surgery, so he's not expected to be involved tonight against Southampton, I believe, though he has done some individual training out on the pitch. Hopefully we'll see him back involved soon. Maybe if Liverpool progress in the League Cup, maybe fourth round's potential for a comeback for him. But that brings us on nicely to who could be involved for Liverpool tonight. We're expecting to see Georgi Mamadashvili make his debut in goal. Giovanni Leoni should make his debut at centre-back as well, and probably be partnered by Joe Gomez, because we know Ibrahim Konate and Virgil van Dijk won't be involved. Arne Slot's already confirmed that. He's also already confirmed that Mohamed Salah, Ryan Gravenberch and Dominic Szoboszlai will get the night off. So there's going to be plenty of rotation here. We're expecting wholesale changes. I think Jeremy Frimpong's involved. I had a little look on Instagram before we went on air, and he's done his little pre-match graphic on Instagram. So it looks like we can assume he'll be involved. I can probably assume Andy Robertson will captain the Reds. He's vice-captain now, isn't he? So it'll be his first chance to lead them out as vice-captain for the first time, as captain. But since he stepped up to be Virgil van Dijk's deputy. In attack, potential more minutes for Alexander Isak. We saw him make his first start for Liverpool last week against Atletico Madrid, and then he came on off the bench against Everton at the weekend for his Premier League debut. So this is now a good chance for him to build up on his match fitness, get some more minutes in those legs. On the wings, maybe we'll see Federico Chiesa on the right. He's not been in the squad for the last two games. He was left out against Everton. He's ineligible for the Champions League. And on the opposing flank, Rio Engamoa. That's the one we all want to see, isn't it? He scored a wonderful goal on his debut, his Premier League debut against Newcastle United. He's shown glimpses in a couple of substitute appearances since then against Burnley. So good chance for him to hopefully get a start tonight against Southampton. Elsewhere in midfield, maybe a chance for Theo Squires. Arne Slot, sorry, I said Jurgen Klopp there. That's going back to the last time Liverpool were playing Southampton in the League Cup. Arne Slot said Rosario Endo should get some minutes, so expect him to see him play at number 6. And then it'll be whether it's Curtis Jones or Theo Squires, I'd imagine, alongside him. It could be both, or maybe Florian Wirtz will get a start. He was on the bench against Everton. Not sure if he'll be involved or not, but if he is, it's more minutes for him to try and adjust to English football. But yeah, plenty of options there for Liverpool, even when you take into consideration the number of players that are going to be left out. So it'll be an interesting game. I'm going to be there with Paul Gorst and Mark Jones. Azam has asked me, do I expect Florian to start? And will Slot give him a chance with Chiesa and the others? I'd start Florian Wirtz if it was down to me, because I think he needs to try and get that first goal or assist just to try and get critics off his back. And it never goes wrong, does it? When you give him some minutes, give him a chance in against English opposition. And it's a different chance for him, isn't it? Like, we didn't see him start against Everton, and you've got to think why. Part of it's going to be the physicality of a Merseyside derby, but maybe it's also one eye on this game so you can get him a bit more game time against a weaker opponent. But it's still also a physical opponent, so we'll see if he does get the opportunity. If he isn't involved, it's no bad thing, because you've still got Enyoni, Curtis Jones, Rosario Endo. There's still players there who can get game time. But Chiesa has to play, doesn't he? Like, the fact that he's not been in the squad for the last two games, that Engamoa's been ahead of him in the pecking order. If he gets a chance, he has to grab it. Like, we saw him score his goal against AFC Bournemouth. He needs to build on that now. And the League Cup's his chance. When Liverpool won it in 2022, That's where we saw Divock Origi and Takumi Minamino take their opportunities. So it's got to be Engamo's competition. It's got to be Chiesa's competition, but Engamo's competition this season as well. So fingers crossed we'll see them at Anfield tonight. You've got a few more comments in going, much love, telling us where you're all tuning in from the likes of Sierra Leone, Ethiopia, Australia. So thanks as always for all your support. Really appreciate it here at Blood Red. I think that's all we've got time for today. As I said, it's just a little mini cast for you guys on your lunch hour. It's lunch hour over here in the UK. I'm not sure what time it is elsewhere, wherever you're watching from over the world. But we will be looking to do more of these. So yeah, keep an eye out for the Blood Red LFC Daily Show. Hopefully it's gone well. Hopefully the audio's held up, and hopefully it all bodes well for when I'm at Anfield tonight. Thanks for tuning in. As always, shout out to NordVPN. Until next time, I'll see you later. Thank you and goodbye.